Ooh, it's eco-friendly too.
Is it? And boy, does it get hot down at the grounds, right? It's because of the flooring down at the grounds, right?
This is
the concrete.
This is the guy who said.
This is the guy.
Hey, Phoenix,
this is the man.
Phoenix, come on over here. You need protection. I went, whoa, Stuart, what are you talking about, buddy? And he handed me this, and you know what? We all should have this in our purses, in our pockets,
Agreed.
in our wallets. And it's not a condom. What it is, it's sunscreen. It's sunscreen.
Yep.
SPF
He always
30.
has to go there, right?
Why isn't it 50, Stuart?
You know, they've figured out that a certain SPFs above a certain amount is not as effective as people think. It's more appropriate that you apply plenty of it and reapply it throughout the day. So above a certain SPF, it's not necessarily getting any more protection. So an SPF of 30 or higher is generally acceptable.
What else do we need going down to the grounds? I mean, plenty of water, right?
Patience.
Absolutely, plenty of water, yeah. The issue down on the grounds is even if it's an air temperature of 25 or 30, it's a bit of a heat island down there with the pavement.
Yeah.
So if you're going down there even past noon or anything into the highs of the day in the late afternoon, it can just rock it up. It could be 35, 30 degrees on the ground.
And of course, we want to be really mindful if we're going down with children or the elderly because they're a little bit more sensitive to the heat, aren't they?
Children just don't cope with heat the way an adult do. That's the issue with children. They can get cranky, irritable. They can become quite distressed in the heat. Even just a few minutes outside, if they're not adequately protected with a hat or some sort of shade. They need a lot of water. They need snacks to keep them going, and they just need to be kept cool periodically. Otherwise, they're after a couple of hours, they're going to be done. Going
down to the grounds, you can spend hours walking around, right? So as an adult, I think I could take it if I've got the water and the sunscreen and all that. What about the kids? I mean, is there a point where we as adults need to say, okay, I got to get you a stroller, or I got to get you some sort of trolley, or I got to get you off the grounds? Because how much walking can kids do before it starts to really cause concern?
It depends on your patience as a parent as well, obviously, but you put yourself in their shoes, right? Give an idea. You've got to pace yourself the way they're going to go. If you can make life easier through using a wagon or something like that, or picking them up, but after a while, even that for an adult is going to be a little too much on the grounds. So choose your place carefully, perhaps. If you're just going to go to one area of the grounds and focus on the kids zone and do that, if you're going to go to one area, focus on the agricultural areas, but get into areas where you can be out of the sun, or at least in air conditioning for periods of time, or where you can sit and rest, recuperate it, and continue on.
One thing I find a little shocking is that, Stuart, you and I talked a little off camera about this, and you might find it a little surprising as well too, is that when you call 911, if you see an incident on the grounds, EMS responds to the entrance. EMS is not a part of the grounds themselves.
Correct. There is a medical provider on the Stampede grounds. We do the responses and transports away from the grounds, but there's no vehicles allowed on the grounds unless there's an extenuating circumstance. There's not even scooters or bicycles or anything allowed on the grounds either due to pedestrian traffic.
So if I call 911, so let's say we run into an incident, somebody's having obviously an issue. We call up 911. The best thing to do, and I'm sure you would agree, is to find security, find a police officer so that they can get medical attention to you. Because even though you call 911, that just means that there's somebody dispatched to the entrance of the Stampede.
That's right.
We'll work as best as we can with the on-site provider, that's Air and Paramedical. They're able to do responses on the grounds quite effectively. They've got the tools and the ability and the know-how and the good knowledge of the premises. The issue is that when we're going to be transporting away to a hospital or even urgent care, it has to be done by EMS, so we're in communication with them. But on the grounds, the priority is do phone 911. It's okay if we get a multiple call for the same thing. We can sort it out and realize it's the same call. But get us rolling, and when you're on the grounds, identify yourself to police, security, or any Stampede official that you're having a medical problem.
That's a great point.
And that's what needs to happen.
Stuart, I have to ask you something that just drives me insane throughout the Stampede, or even year-round, in the summer especially, is kids being left in hot cars or pets being left in hot cars. I mean, please just drive this home. People don't do this. This is dangerous. You could lose a child to this, right?
First and foremost, it's a security issue, right? Sometimes parents or caregivers feel they can, if they leave a window down or a car running with air conditioning, that's dodgy to begin with if there's a concern with the vehicle or the air conditioning stops working, but it's a security issue. Leaving your child unattended is just not acceptable. From a medical standpoint, even if it's in the shade or the windows are down or there's a misconception that the car still won't heat up. So even on a 20-degree day, a car left even in the shade can rise to about 30 degrees in an hour. If we're already looking at highs of 30 degrees and the windows are not down or it's not in the shade, that car could rise to 40 or 50 degrees.
Don't do it.
We don't want to hear those stories.
Don't do it.
Don't. Be safe.
I just want to mention one thing. I think this is the first time I've actually seen you in jeans. Do you get to be in jeans always?
Yes, we do. There is a dress protocol for Stampede actually throughout the summer for any of the EMS staff who have rodeo or Stampede events that are going on in their own towns. Jeans are acceptable.
Cowboy hat too?
You bet.
Perfect.
Yeah, it doesn't interfere with your
Makes
work.
it more comfortable if you're going to go on a ride.
That's correct.
And you're on.
Yeah, right? Thanks for being here, Stuart.
Not a problem.
Be safe.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah, and wear your protection.
Ride guy.
And bring your protection as well, too. How about some fun stuff? Let's get to some fun stuff.
Yeah.
He wears jeans all the time.
And he goes on rides.
He's very stylish.
Because he's ride guy. On Saddle Up.
Oh, nice.
A roller coaster. Who doesn't like a roller coaster? It's the up and the down and the twirling and the laughing and the possible falling out if you're not careful on the corners. Because sometimes these things move fairly quickly. And the crazy mouse behind me here promises to be some fun and maybe a little danger mixed into it. I don't know. Let's go find out. The lineup seems daunting. Perhaps this shall be my greatest challenge. Everybody loves a roller coaster. Still in line, and it's been 20 minutes. Oh, well. Moving slowly, but moving. Oh, here we go. All right, it's about time here anyway. Roller coaster. More noisy than scary. Well, they're having fun. Crazy mouse. Got an awful lot of crazy and a whole bunch of mouse. Doesn't mean it's not a worthwhile ride, though. Let's see what the hoi polloi thought of their time skipping and whirling through the tracks.
The 10, it was fast, and you whipped around. I'd say a 10 because of all the drops and how fast it was. Over the top. Whipped me around like nobody's business. It was amazing.
Well, that's the crazy mouse. You know, it's actually as much fun as it looks, but for actually being something that's going to instill a fear of death in you, not so much. It's definitely fun, though. So I got to tell you, on the kind of beats per minute, let's give it a 70 just because it tries so hard. It's a roller coaster. Anyway, I'm the ride guy. Keep on riding.
There are so many choices. That's one of them from the ride guy. I love Pistol Pat and his little buddy Mike. He's got a little face on the microphone. See, that's why he's called Mike.
Mike, get it? You know what else we love? We love food.
Chicken.
If we haven't mentioned it already.
Yes.
And what's served best down at the grounds? Food on a stick. And who else is going to check it out but our very own Ryan Massel at the Peanut Butter Station.
Better on a stick?
Peanut butter on a stick.
All right, we all know that I love food at the Stampede, and I had to come to the winner of the best new stick at the Stampede grounds. I'm with Emily. You're from the Peanut Butter Cupboard. What's the Peanut Butter Cupboard?
The Peanut Butter Cupboard is a peanut butter lover's dream. We serve everything with peanut butter.
Well, I can't get enough of peanut butter, so tell me a couple of the things that you make in the truck.
One of our best items is our deep fried peanut butter Reese's peanut butter cups. They're in a crunchy breading instead of like a pancakey batter, so you can still taste the Reese's. They stay intact. It's quite a process to get them frozen and then battered and then refrozen, so we're really proud of how those turned out.
Oh my God, my mouth is watering. And when did you come up with this concept for the Peanut Butter Cupboard?
Well, my husband and I have always loved peanut butter. We are peanut butter fanatics. Like, we go through this stuff like it's like milk. So we wanted to do a food truck. We're local Calgarians, and yeah, we just started to think about all our favorite peanut butter foods and how we could stampede them and make them midway friendly.
Well, you made one that won an award. It's on a stick. It's the best new fair food of the Calgary Stampede, and what's it called?
It's called the kebab.
Okay, I don't know what the kebab is, but we're going back in the truck and we're gonna make the kebab.
Oh yeah.
All right, we're in the truck and we are peanut butter and jellying. Okay, Emily, I need to know how much peanut butter and jelly get. You tell me and I'll peanut butter jelly.
All right, Ryan, you get 1 scoop of peanut butter and about a 3/4 scoop of jelly on each bread.
And why are we doing it with a scoop? 2?
Portion control is everything, because if we don't do that, everyone is going to eat way too much peanut butter at the Calgary Stampede.
Okay, so just like that, and then I'm going to fold them together after I spread them?
Correct. Spread it with finesse, with flair, and with love.
Ooh,
Peanut butter love.
Elegant spreading. And this one too?
Yes.
And then mash them together.
Roll it together.
All right, we're giving all the secrets up. And now what do we do when we have it all together?
We're going to bread it, throw it in the deep fryer.
Off to the breader. All right, so we're cutting the sandwich because we're about to assemble it. It's come out of the deep fryer. It's looking delicious. But what are these?
Those are deep fried Reese's peanut butter cups. They're very difficult to do. They are wrapped in a crunchy breading, and it requires a process of freezing and breading and freezing and putting them in the deep fryer. So they're labor intensive, which is why they're so good.
So we left that to your professionals. I trust that they are perfect. And now we're going to assemble. So first we're going to do this part of the skewer this way or this way?
That way. Yep.
This way. Ooh, this puppy is hot.
Yeah.
And then, oh, I can see that peanut butter and jam coming out. That is looking so good.
Sandwich cup, sandwich cup, sandwich cup, sandwich cup.
This is quite the production, and I mean, this is a giant sandwich. I highly doubt that I'm going to be able to eat this whole thing, but you've been making these all Stampede, and I don't even know how you put them on one stick without it breaking.
It's tough. You got to get a little more down there. Yep, and then you're going to put it on the plate.
Oh my God. And that's that. But I hear there's supposed to be whipped cream.
Yes, there's whipped cream.
I don't even need the whipped cream because this is all I need for the Calgary Stampede. Emily, this is the peanut butter covered, and this is the kebab, and that is delicious. For Shot Saddle Up, I'm Ryan, and you need to go away so I can finish this kebab.
You know, there ain't nothing wrong with a little peanut butter and J. That's all I'm just saying. PB and J, deep fried, yeah, okay, sure, why not? Maybe a little nibble of that. I tried it once.
It looks really
Interesting.
sweet and interesting. I don't know if I could eat that whole thing, though. I got to watch my girlish figure, you know.
Speaking of girlish figure, young lady, you're looking fantastic again, as always.
Thank you, Phoenix. Well, this, of course, is thanks to the Hudson's Bay at Market Mall
Love that
for
place.
sponsoring the Saddle Up crew. Clothing and accessories.
Yeah, we really appreciate that, guys. Thank you very much for making us all look so pretty. Making us all look so pretty.
You look pretty.
The meals that we've seen over the last couple of days here on Saddle Up, we haven't really focused on the select drink. We have a perfect drink for you.
A sangria.
We're going to find out about that sangria on a grill.
Coming up.
On a grill?
On Saddle
Next.
Up.
On a grill. Seriously.